So how did you join Honey Boy?
I think Alma was searching for a composer for a really long time. And they were
Mhm.
getting down to the wire, and I think some of my music reached her ears. I'm not sure how, to be honest. I never asked. And she called me when she realized it was me because she just knew me as Alex and knew her as Alma. We were more like
You're like
acquaintances.
mononyms. You're just
Yeah,
like
she didn't know my
Madonna and
last
Cher.
name,
Yeah.
and she was like really dug my stuff. And then she's like, "Oh my God, it's you! You have to do this. We have 6 weeks." So
Oh
then,
my
yeah, then we
god.
did that.
So
Yeah.
you scored the whole movie in 6 weeks. Wow.
We had Christmas break for like 10 days, but it was
Oh,
like that was stuck in the middle
did you work over Christmas break
a
or
little bit.
a little?
Yeah,
So what was it like being under that time crunch?
it's fun. I like it. Yeah.
Hmm. So you watched a movie, I'm assuming. So what were your inspirations initially from
Um,
watching it?
I think the subtlety
Yeah.
of the characters
Hmm.
because like all the big emotions we couldn't play sympathy, you
Hmm.
know, and we didn't want to make it joyful. So I
Hmm.
think kind of seeing the space between all that stuff was like felt really rich to me. So I
Hmm.
tried to just go heavy into that.
Hmm. I mean, the movie is written by Shia LaBeouf and is based on his childhood and his relationship with his father, who was abusive. And he plays his own father in the movie. Did you have any discussions with him at all about the sound and the score for the movie?
Not directly, just through
Hmm.
Alma.
Hmm.
And yeah, there was definitely like a awareness to
Hmm.
not paint it too sympathetic. He didn't want people to feel sorry for him.
Hmm.
I think he was aware that that's not the story he was telling, you know.
Hmm.
So yeah, that was a really fun challenge to like see these like really depressing things happening to a child and
Hmm.
not to just paint it over with that feeling.
There's a lot of pain in the story and within the characters, but there's also a lot of love there
Yeah,
too. So how did you want to convey that? Because I felt like the score is very, there's like a softness to it. It's not harsh at all. So how did you go about that?
yeah. I think I just wanted to maintain the tenderness of that,
Hmm.
and yeah, the father son relationship. Even though it's so strained,
Hmm.
there's like so much love between them, but it's just like a different kind of love, and it's really dysfunctional and is colored by addiction
Hmm.
and jealousy, and um, yeah, there's so much there to play with that isn't positive or negative,
Hmm.
and that was kind of the challenge. And Alma just never stopped pushing me to find it. There were times where she had me do rewrites like in the middle of the night, and it was fun.
What
Yeah,
what what didn't she like about those compositions?
just if it was ever on the nose, if you looked at the screen and you felt sorry for Shia,
Hmm.
she was like really allergic to that.
Hmm.
You know,
What was that like particular sound that, or like what did you use that like she didn't want
it
you to
wasn't so
use?
much instrumentation; it was
Uh-huh.
just harmony, melody, and harmony, and
Hmm.
pacing.
Hmm.
Things like that.
I noticed in like at certain parts in the movie that there's like this motif, like it's like toys, like a toy sound. So and you said before when we were talking that you actually use toys to
A
create
lot
that.
of toys. Yeah.
So can you talk about that? Like how did you approach that for those like specific scenes as sort of like a trigger to like kind of almost warn the viewer that something's happening in the scene?
Yeah, it got really out of control because then we started putting these toys everywhere. It started just in one scene,
Hmm.
and then we all really liked what it was doing. So I pulled out, I have a treasure chest full of percussion toys and instruments and music boxes, and we kind of laid them all out in my studio and just started recording a lot of them. And I built like a kind of percussion piece from music box cranks and metal toys, and you turn them upside down and you hit them with brushes and bottles, and um, it started to take on this meaning, because it says something without so little.
Hmm.
And yeah, then we just started copy pasting it in different scenes, and it was kind of abstract, but yeah, it kind of carried the music in a way. It was
Yeah.
yeah, interesting.
Well, yeah, because it's fitting because a lot of them are like in the scenes with young Otis.
Right.
So and it's like he's almost like losing his childhood with
Yeah.
his father, and there's a lot of dream sequences that go in and out of it. So
Yeah, it kind of bridged us between young Otis and more mature Otis, and it kind of lent this otherness to it, which Alma comes from, documentary, and she's not afraid of doing something that's properly abstract,
hmm.
just sandwiched right in there just for a moment. And this married really well, I feel
Hmm.
like.
So what kind of toys specifically did you use? Like Jack
Um,
in the Box?
yeah, Yeah,
their
just like
cars and
weird stuff I
yeah.
find at flea markets. It's all like crap, you know, just like crusty, weird old toys from flea markets. And I love that stuff. I've always tried to incorporate it into my work, but this time it really fit, you know, and shined. And yeah, glockenspiels, turning them upside down, contact mics, scraping them, box you keep old pencils in, scraping on that. And just anything that makes a sound, you know, is fun to, yeah, just fuck it up a bit. Yeah.
Did you have to do anything in post with like, or were they all just like as is, like when you like scratched everything and recorded it? And
No, I play with effects a
yeah.
lot, and even on the dub stage, it was really fun. Like all the team would be like, "Where's that weird cranking sound? Let's try it there." And they were like flying in sounds, and you know, like few things were added just you know while they were mixing, and they thought it would
they
just
wanted
tie,
more of it. Yeah.
yeah, just tying more moments together in that way. It's cool.
Like there's like two timelines in a film, like when he's young and when he's a young adult, played by Lucas Hedges. Did you how similar or different did you want the sounds in those two timelines?
It's all one. Yeah, we didn't like create a separate musical palette. You know, yeah, it's kind of all one narrative. I think that was the way to approach it. Yeah.
Do you feel that way? It's because it's almost like as an adult, like he's in rehab and he's still looking back on his childhood and
yeah, and it flip booked so often, and you just want it to feel sonically cohesive and yeah, I'm not sure. We actually never explored that as a concept, you know.
Yeah. So what are you working on now?
I'm doing a few scores right now. Yeah, doing 3 film scores, and I'm mixing a record that I just made with the LCO. It's London Contemporary Orchestra. We put the orchestra in a freezer.
In a freezer?
Yeah. Like
Why?
it had a 12-second reverb.
Okay.
Yeah, so it just sounds really nice and soupy. And
nice. Yeah. Did you use your toys for any of these?
No, this was serious, you know. 12-second reverb in a freezer. So.
When do you think you'll use your toys again?
Who knows? Yeah.